Hello, welcome to the start of this video. There it is, the washing machine's going nuts, so yeah, next part. Okay, so, yes, the washing machine's making a racket downstairs. It could be the DJ next door, getting ready for some mixing for the weekend, but it's the weekend, he's probably out DJing somewhere. It's come to the wall. Okay, the Lost Boys remake. A lot of people today have been messaging me going, what do you think of the Lost Boys? What do you think of the Lost Boys? Hashtag this, hashtag that. Look at these people, look at this. What do you think? What do you think? And then for the love of movies, has just started an in-depth conversation with us, and I'm like, dude, I've just got in. I'm a massive fan of the Lost Boys. Welcome to Lonely Trade Entertainment. Arms tattoo with the Lost Boys. Lost Boys behind us. There we go. Right. The thing is about the Lost Boys remake, first off, does it need to be done, really? I watched the Lost Boys last weekend playing pool, and it's classic, it's timeless. It's got one of the best opens ever. There's Warner Bros. There, and boom, and it fades across the water. What an intro, what a song. It transports you right into that time. And you know, it's an ensemble cast. I do not like the new 4K artwork. I don't think Jason Patrick and Kiefer Sutherland should be name checked above the cast. The Lost Boys to me is an ensemble cast. Joel Schumacher assembled a great cast for that time. A great soundtrack. They need to release an expanded score. And for the Lost Boys, it's transitioned really well. People still this day still watch the Lost Boys, and that's the thing. Does it need remade? Because first off, are they going to make it modern? Because if they're going for a retro and they're going for maybe the Stranger Things or trying to, you know, capture any kind of nostalgia trip on it, will it work? Because you look at the Lost Boys and it's perfect. They don't have phones, it's all motorbikes, it's set to the time, the music's perfect, it's a horror, it's a comedy, it's a fucking movie, and that's what's great about the Lost Boys. You know, to me it's more, you know, it's so funny but it's very creepy. And you know, the Lost Boys itself, you know what I mean, it's got a lot of doors open for questions. It's like none of the Lost Boys, even though one of them's a girl, because like for years they were going to make the Lost Girls winner, but like none of the Lost Boys have a backstory. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you read the graphic novels and the comic books and the spin-offs, David, I think one of them eat a shark, or there's something to do with a shark, or David's not dead. We listen to comic books as well, because you just see him there. Anyway, off that rant. None of the Lost Boys have a backstory, you know what I mean, so it's really creepy in that sense. So again, they're going to remake it, go for it, you know what I mean, try and remake it, give it your spin on things, because everything's getting polished, nothing's sacred now. I mean, I'm living in an era now we're living in an era, where I Know What You Did Last Summer's getting remade, and you're like, but then Wrong Turn's getting remade, and you're like, oh my god, like stuff is getting remade quicker than you can imagine. It's just like, Christ. So if some of the newer horror films are getting remade, again, the older ones are going to be subject to that. But again, it's a story. And like, what's a name? You put a name on it, The Lost Boys. You know, and you think, but again, if you look at how much interest there is with vampires, Vampire Diaries, Twilight, Blade, do you know what I mean? There's a massive following of vampires, all the way back to Nosferatu and stuff like that, all the way back. Everyone's like, what did he just say? Nosferatu. You know, the fine guy. You know, the Bram Stoker's Dracula, the mythology and all that. But like, Lost Boys was hip, it was cool. It wasn't, like, again, the cast were almost unknowns. Biggest cast member at the time there would have been Corey Feldman in a McDonald's advert before he knows where he is in life. But anyway, bringing it to a modern era. See, again, it's a story. If anyone's seen The Lost Boys, The Tribe, which is the sequel to The Lost Boys, Warner Brothers has never really done a franchise well. Lethal Weapon, fair enough, maybes. But look how long they're trying to do The Goonies for. Beetlejuice. Like Beetlejuice, they just need to go, right, Tim Burton, chick. Tim Burton, the chick. Winona Ryder, tick. Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice, tick. Johnny Depp, tick. Bring Johnny Depp in that, you know what I mean? The poster alone will sell the fucking movie. But they just never do sequels very well. They never have. Like, you look at some of them, and like some of the follow-ups have always had like like straight in the fire stuff. I mean, Dennis, for some reason, some of the weird films of Warner Brothers have felt like lost in distribution, especially in the UK. It might be a bit different in America, but Warner Brothers, to me, I don't see franchises that struggle with it, I think. That's just me saying that. But like the reboots, if you look at like Lethal Weapon, you know, they went and did a TV show, ran for a couple of series, whatever. But The Lost Boys, there was rumours for a while it was going to be a TV series. And again, with the TV series, I mean, they could have like, it could have worked, I think, as more of a TV series. Because like when I watched Scream, I was like, how the fuck are they going to make Scream into a TV show? And I was like, this is really good. Do you know what I mean? But then the risk of TV shows, it gets cancelled. I wish they would just plan TV shows as one series. Like, have a start, right? Not just a pilot, but have a definitive end. And like, look at Cobra Kai. It's just a boom, you know? It's like nostalgia trip. But again, if they did that with The Lost Boys, because I don't care who the cast, if it's a bunch of girls, it could be any kind of walks of life in the movie, right? It's do they bring any of the original cast back? That cast. And you think, if I was directing it, I would only cast one person, technically free. I would cast Billy Worth because he is the coolest cat out there, and he's cool. He'll be cool that day. Everyone would be like, oh, it's Billy Worth. He's fucking class, Billy Worth. I would get fucking Alex Winter to direct it, and I would leave it open for the Frog Brothers at the very end. Bear in mind if they're going to bring the Frog Brothers back, and yes, it'd be Newlander and Feldman. But if you look at the Tribe, I watched the Tribe a few weeks ago, and it's on Blu-ray now in the UK. The only way you can get the Tribe, Tribe is all the way at the top there. The only way you can get the Tribe is on Blu-ray, is in the box set in the UK, and in America it was uncut and all this. And as a massive fan, when I seen it, I was like, right, cool. It's pretty much a remake, modernised. They cast Angus Sutherland, which is Kiefer Sutherland's younger brother. Feldman's in it. Newlander's not in it, but then credited in it. Then Haim turns up at the end, sets up for a new one. I watched it on Blu-ray and it looked terrible on Blu-ray. The font at the start, it tried for a hipper soundtrack. They kept Tom G. Mac in it. Tom Mac, sorry. Gerard, I always get his name wrong the way around. They had a pimp version of Cry Little Sister in there. But it was the same story with a modern twist, and it kind of didn't work almost. It was very cheap, some of the special effects, especially when the girl... I mean, if you look at the whole thing about David not being dead in the original, like, does he explode when the deer horn gets him? No. Like, in the sequel, she turns to stone and explodes very horribly. It's like, oh, it didn't look very good at all. But, like, the fast track, it made a lot of money, and within less than 2 years of waiting for a Lost Boys sequel, we had Lost Boys the first behind us. And that was like Lost Boys meets The Blade. But I'll always say this, that was a 2-part pilot for a TV show of the Frogs. Slap the Lost Boys on. Because they had so much doors they could open with it. I mean, they're bringing werewolves in on that one. And it kind of worked. Because like, if anyone's ever seen the Tremors TV show, I like the Tremors. It's a nice watch. But like, the fans will watch it. But like, I think with me personally being a fan is... excuse me. The fan is... It would hardly be do something fresh with trying to do it retro. But I think there's a lot of stuff that the Lost Boys movie doesn't, because it's really well balanced between comedy and the groups of kids, or the boys. But there's a lot left opened. There's a lot of stalkerism in the Lost Boys. I think like the idea of they're going to modernise it, how the Lost Boys themselves can be cool or hip, but they can be very sinister as well. How they get past the modern age of like, wow, these boys and where the backstory, because they might backstory it. Personally, I think if they're going to remake it, right out the bat, either the mother or one of the brothers should be killed. I'd honestly think that if it's going to be more of a revenge rather than like the boys seeking a girl, because like in the Tribe, they flipped it to a boy and girl as brother and sister. That was the main twist, rather that. But like there needs to be some severe consequences, and like. It'd be cool how they would do that, but I think again, like that the Lost Boys, the leader should be, even if the David character was gay in some kind of form where it's very obscure, you could see it maybe it's going in that direction and like addressing a few things, because I think that's what would really be cool about it. But it depends if it's just a clone copy of the original, because again, if they want the nostalgia, you watch the original and the original's fucking priceless. You know what I mean? It's flawless in a lot of ways, except for the backstories. But if you're looking for the modern twist where they would change a few things, I think the stalkism, the alienation of a group, and you know how dangerous this group could be. I mean, it's directions it could go. But like, I'm open for a remake. But like, look how long we've waited for Goonies 2. But again, it's kind of stuff like flash pang money. Lost Boys, it's very popular. The soundtrack still sells today, and every time it gets reissued, there's always somebody who's buying another copy of The Lost Boys. So that, hopefully, that was my rant. I mean, it'd be cool to have Kiefer Sutherland in it as an old man, but it's not going to happen. But like, look at Flatliners. You know, Flatliners is another thing where they made Flatliners and like, oh yeah, we'll put Kiefer Sutherland in, and he's just like playing with deaths, like, and they'll cut him out. Like, why did you do that for? Why? But again, we'll just have to see. We'll really will just have to see. See you in the outtakes.
Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling?
So, in the outtakes, as this video is literally getting polished and chucked straight out, rather than what the fuck they're doing with a sequel and a remake and a refranchise and whatever, is it not about time Funko got the fingers out and went, right, Sam, Michael and David did really well. You know, a Chase, David in England, vampirism. Frog Brothers, Gold Dust. What about the other Frog Brothers? What about the other vampires? What about Star? What about Chase? What about Grandpa? I mean, heck. What about the security guard? But no, let's stop there. That's what I was saying. Flash in the pan stuff's dangerous. It is, but yeah. Nah, I hope. I'll be looking for it. It'll be cool, but everything's going to get remade. Everything. I think it's when, like, you live in an era. I remember talking to my gran, and I don't know if anyone knows this, my gran's 91-year-old. And I remember when we took her to see Godzilla at the pictures, and she was like, I seen this years ago, and I was like, Christ, you would have. And she was like, I was alive when King Kong came out, and I was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? How many times has King Kong been remade? You know what I mean? I was like, wow. Just, again, franchises, remakes, reboots, that. I say this, and just to wrap this up, I blame a lot of TV, because there's so much TV, right? There's huge TV, and there's some really amazing TV, like stories, ideas, and fulfillment. You know what I mean? But then, like, if you look at Tales from the Dark Side from the 80s, they had some great ideas, and it's like, films, people go to see the film, they want in and out, or they want the sequel to be already made. There's just too much, like, you try to invest in a franchise and poof, it's gone. Like, you know, and it just takes time. I mean, look at Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is a perfect example of just wait, they will come. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.